Unif. Consideration. Definition. Dunlop v. Selfridge. Apostrophe. An act or forbearance of one party or the promise thereof is the price for which the promise of the other is bought. Perlush J. Row 2. Consideration. Definition. Curry v. Missa. Apostrophe. Some right, interest, profit, or benefit accruing to the one party or some forbearance, detriment, loss, or responsibility given, suffered, or undertaken by the other per Dunedin L.J. Row 3. Consideration. Requirements to be apostrophe good. Rescorla v. Thomas. Past consideration is not good consideration. Row 4. Consideration. Requirements to be apostrophe good. Pawan v. Lau Yu Long. Past consideration exception : Row 5. The act constituting the consideration must be done at the request of the promisor. Row 6. There must have been an understanding that the act would be remunerated. Row 7. The promise must have been legally enforceable had it been promised in advance of the act. Left parent. All three need to meet for the exception to apply. Right parent. Row 8. Consideration. Requirements to be apostrophe good. Tweddle v. Atkinson. Consideration must move from the promisee. Left parent. It is not necessary to move to the promisor. Right parent. Row 9. Consideration. Requirements to be apostrophe good. Chappell v. Nessel. Consideration must be sufficient but need not be adequate. Row 10. Consideration. Requirements to be apostrophe good. Stilk v. Myrick. The performance of existing contractual obligations owed to the promisor is not good consideration. Row 11. Consideration. Requirements to be apostrophe good. Hartley v. Ponsonby. Exception to the existing contractual obligations rule: when the promisee goes beyond the scope of their original obligation. This must be excessive. Note threat to life in this case. Row 12. Consideration. Requirements to be apostrophe good. Williams v. Roffey Bros. Test-A enters in contract with B to supply goods or services to B in return for payment. Row 13. Before A completes obligations, B has reason to doubt A will or will be able to complete obligations. Row 14. B thereupon promises A an additional payment in return for promise to complete on time. Row 15. As a result of receiving this promise, B obtains a practical benefit or obviates a disbenefit. Row 16. There is no duress, then A promisee can be seen as good consideration. This is an exception to existing contractual obligation rule, but all 5 stages must be met. Row 17. Consideration. Requirements to be apostrophe good. Collins v. Godefroy. Performance of an existing public duty will not constitute good consideration. Row 18. Consideration. Requirements to be apostrophe good. Glosbrook v. Glamorgan Country Council. If the promisee goes over and above his existing public duty, this will act as good consideration. Row 19. Consideration. Requirements to be apostrophe good. Harris v. Sheffield United FC. If the promisee goes over and above his existing public duty, this will act as good consideration. Row 20. Consideration. Requirements to be apostrophe good. Scottson v. Pegg. Performance of an existing contractual obligation to a third party is not good consideration.